Hey y'all, I'm Easy Doodles, and welcome to my attempts at a Pokemon Emerald Trashlocke. For those of you who don't know what a Trashlocke is, it's a ROM hack made by Pokemon Challenges that eliminates all good Pokemon, so players are left with trash like this. Ooh! Nuzlocking rules still apply, so if a Pokemon faints, it's dead, you only get one encounter per route, and you have to nickname all Pokemon. I also play without overleveling, but I will be using items. I'm up for a challenge and I've Nuzlocked Emerald before, so I thought, why not give it a go? Here's a compilation of my attempts at a Pokemon Emerald Trashlocke. I start off my journey the way that I always do.
Oh wait, I'm not a boy! Oh my god! Oh my god.
Well,
Quit.
that was fast.
After convincing the professor of my gender, that perv, I get my starter. My options are Sunkern, Goldeen, and Slugma. I picked Sunkern because it has good typing for the first gym. For those of you being like, what about Goldeen? Goldeen doesn't learn a water type move until level 38. With my Sunkern Sunny, I beat my rival's Torchic by maxing out my special attack stat with Growth before absorbing it to death. Wow, just look at that barely passable amount of damage. Then I get Pokeballs, so I catch a Weedle, Skitty, Zigzagoon, Rattata, and a Togepi with Hustle, which is fine. And well, I guess, let's grind.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god.
I've never had to say this before, but I will play with the shiny claws because I hardly ever find shinies, and it just, showcases my luck that the first time I find a shiny is in a Trashlocke. I put my shiny Smeargle in the box for now, though. Then Sunny sweeps Roxanne, and we're on to Brawly. My Beedrill Beatrice puts in work, but eventually goes down to Brawly's Makuhita. I end up losing 4 Pokemon this fight. I get past Brawly, but my team is so damaged that I end up wiping to a random Roselia. RIP, attempt 1. RIP, shiny Smeargle. On my second attempt, I decide to try Slugma. However, his only attacking move is Smog until level 8, which is only 75% accurate. Somehow I make it past Roxanne with Poochyana's Bite, but I wipe to Brawly. On my third attempt, I wipe to Brawly. On my fourth attempt, I do some research. I watch videos done by these 3 channels shown on screen right now to get an idea of how other people beat this run to get a better strategy. In a normal Nuzlocke run, you can use rule of thumb to tell what's a good Pokemon and what's a Pokemon that you can sack. Things like your starter, an Eevee, a fast sweeper, and so on, good Pokemon. Things like your early route bug or rodent, maybe you can sack it. But in this game, every single encounter is something you might use as death fodder in a regular run, so that logic doesn't hold. For example, in my second run, I ran into a Spinarak in Petalburg Forest, which I sacked before I got to Brawly. Flygon HD used a Spinarak to sweep Brawly, which is the exact gym that keeps on giving me so much trouble. In run 4, I start with Sunkern to sweep Roxanne, and I also get a Spinarak, where I'm able to sweep Brawly. This is why studying is good. I have a few other encounters on this run that really made me see them in a different light. I caught a Zigzagoon that had Pickup, and it picked up a King's Rock for me, and I had a Furret that knew Fury Swipes, leading to a lot of cheese and clutch flinches. My Furret put in work against Watson. But
No!
a bad switch led me to losing my big ol' spider boy who helped me beat Brawly. But still, I beat Watson, and this is still my farthest run. The next challenge came in Flannery. I did not have a good Flannery strategy. You get the old Rod and Dewford, but the only encounterable fishing Pokemon is Luvdisc. My Luvdisc, like many of us, has a fragile heart, easily broken. So when my rival's Combuskin double-kicked it in the face, it died. So I came up with a new plan to beat Flannery and her hot Pokemon using Sunny Day-powered stab overheats to burn me to death. My plan comes in 2 parts. My encounter in the Jagged Pass is an Onix, which is perfect for resisting fire-type moves. And I have a sexy Tomcat. With Onix, I'll be able to tank fire-type moves, and with Scat, my sexy Delcatty, I can avoid getting hit with Sing and Attract since all Flannery's Pokemon are female.
Magnitude 10. Don't crit! Oh! It crit and I died. Oh! You did not tank that at all. Snake. Oh, fuck, my fucking Onix died. I thought you'd be better than that, Onix. I thought you'd be able to do something for me, but I see that you could not do anything for me.
Turns out, when your plan relies on an Onix and a Delcatty, it's not a good plan. I managed to beat Flannery, but not without losing every Pokemon on the team except for Lailoon. I press on with a ragtag team of new members, the most promising being Shrooms, the Paras, and Golem, the Sableye. I level up Shrooms till she evolves, and then to level 27 so she learns Spore. Spore is a 100% accurate sleeping move which will be incredibly useful for taking out big threats. Sableye is a little weak, but it has no weaknesses. Norman is the next gym who uses normal types, so Sableye will be crucial to victory there because he is immune or resists all of Norman's Pokemon's moves. But I had forgotten how annoying Norman is. All of his trainers use items on their Pokemon to either boost stats or recover HP, and all have unique movesets, so they surprise you with their coverage moves. But since Norman can barely hit Sableye, we beat him. Terrible dad, terrible Pokemon trainer. After defeating Norman, we get access to Surf. While surfing on my dead Furt's body, I catch some new water types, but I eventually wipe to a random trainer's Manectric outside of Fortree City. I lose a lot in the early game after that, to the point that I stop keeping track of what attempt I'm on. But eventually, I get another run strikingly similar to Run 4, but with a few key similarities and differences. 1. I still start with Sunkern. This time, I name it Stardew. I also still catch a Furret that I name Totoro, and a Spinarak that I name Party Hat, which help me get past Roxanne, Brawly, and Watson relatively easily. 2. I keep my Love Disc alive. 3. I catch a Machop I name Dude in the Fiery Path. 4. I still have a Zigzagoon, who I name Goon, which will become important later. My Love Disc dies against Flannery, but I'm able to clean up with Machoke. It's not perfect and a lot of Pokemon die, but I leave Flannery with 4 usable Pokemon instead of with 1. I round out the team with an Ekans I name Starbucks, and a stupid Apom that I name Facepalm. I choose to use Dude, my newly evolved Machoke, against Norman's normal-type Pokemon, and even though I forgot to buy any healing items, a combination of Machoke, my newly caught Sableye that I named Diamond, sacking the Apom, and using the Intimidate on my freshly evolved Starbucks, I take him down. Now that I'm able to surf, I get a few more encounters in the water. Most notably, I get a Wingull that I named Kiki, and a Meryl that I named Peekaboo. But not all as well, because as I was surfing, I get critical hit by a Carvana, so my Sableye Diamond goes down to its rough skin. Nevertheless, I persevere, finding new encounters and new death along the way. I get a Plusle I name Pom Pom, and immediately after, I get a Minun that I named Kick. Like Pom and Kick, 2 kinds of cheer routines that high school cheer teams do. I would know. I was on a high school cheer squad. That was a dark time of my life. It's very obvious which one I found first because one has a name that makes sense and one has a name. But I'm using both right now because I'll take any stab electric type moves I can get for Winona and her flying types. That is until Pom dies, so Kick has to take over. I guess you'll never be able to power up with Plus. After some more team grinding, encountering, and honestly dying probably, I wind up challenging Winona with this ragtag team. I teach Kick Thunderbolt and Ice Beam to Kiki, and Winona is the easiest pushover of a gym we've had this whole run with no deaths, and honestly she barely even touched me at all. Kick can one-shot her Pelipper, Skarmory, and Swablu, and Kiki takes out the Altaria and Tropius. While bringing down Team Aqua and Magma, we get a few more encounters, notably Luce the Murkrow, Banana the Lunatone, Robin the Swallow, and Krusty Krab the Corphish. Murkrow and Lunatone are immune or resist to Psychic-type moves, which will be invaluable against the next gym, the Psychic twins Tate and Lisa. Swallow can hit hard with Guts, and Krusty Krab evolves into a Dark-type in Crawdont, an incredibly useful Pokemon against Tate and Lisa. Krusty Krab is heckin' underleveled though, so thus the grind begins.
Oh! Oh my god, it's a shiny! Oh my god, oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, what's with my luck these days?
For the second time in this Trashlocke, I get a shiny. I name her Edelin, like the owl lady from Owl House.
Oh my god, I got the Pokémon again! What the fuck? I am so... I don't understand. I'm like so lucky. This is crazy.
Literally, 3 Nuzlocks on this channel, I've gotten the Pokerus. I don't know how. Finishing off my new encounters, I catch a Mantine with Water Absorb, which I save for later. Now it's time to challenge Tate and Lisa. Normally, I avoid double battles because they're harder to control, but unfortunately, this is required to be a double battle. However, I have a strategy going into this that keeps me relatively safe. I have 2 dark types. Luce the Murkrow has Taunt. By taunting the Xatu, I make it so the only moves it can use are Psychic, thus neutralizing it entirely while my double dark types are out. After, I'm able to mix in a combo of my water types, my dark types, Banana, to tank their moves, so I can double team their last Pokemon, their Lunatone, who only has Psychic as an attacking move, with my double dark types. Thus, I have a deathless Tate and Lisa. Now there's a few more plot-related activities to round up. While chasing around these criminals of climate change, I catch a Lilip that I named Peen. Because look at it. A Claydol I named Milo, and a Roselia I named Rose. I get the one Kaiju to tell the other 2 Kaiju to shut up, and then I'm able to battle the 8th and final gym leader, Hoenn. Kick takes out his Love Disc with 1 Thunderbolt. Peen tanks an Earthquake and gets out a couple Giga Drains to take down the Wishcash and Celio. Next, with the Seadra, I go into Rose to get off a Leech Seed. Unfortunately, Leech Seed misses, so I go into Krusty Krab to knock off the Chesto Berry, but Krusty Krab gets frozen, allowing Kingdra to set up 2 double teams. I go into Ray, who hits a Toxic, and then start hitting Kingdra with some Aerial Aces. However, it's able to sleep off the damage with Rest. I get off another Toxic once it wakes up, and heal up to tank a few more Ice Beams to retaliate with more Aerial Aces. I predict a heal and go into Rose again to try to get a Leech Seed, but she misses once again and dies to an Ice Beam. Kiki hits a Shockwave against his Seadra, which is fully accurate, and his Pokemon Crawdaunt goes down with a Shockwave as well. Onward to Victory Road! The team is Kick, the Minun, Kiki, the Pelipper, Krusty Krab, the Crawdaunt, Ray, the Mantine, Peen, the Cradily, and Milo, the Claydol. So I head to Victory Road. Oh yeah, and there's Wally. Wally's whole team goes down pretty easy. But he locks me into a stall war against his Gardevoir, who keeps on setting up Calm Minds, but only has Psychic type attacks. So, Krusty Krab, as a Dark type, is safe.
I'll struggle, bitch. What? Are you kidding me? Future Sight hits Dark types?
Future Sight in Gen 3 hits Dark types, but it's a Psychic type move! And folks, that's why game knowledge is important. Wally's Gardevoir kills Kick, Kiki, and Ray, but Peen pulls through with Giga Drain and takes out the last of the 1 HP that Gardevoir had left. All those fallen Pokemon deserve to be in the Elite Four, but honestly at this point, it does not even matter who we take on our final team, because this game is already won. Remember when I said Goon, my Zigzagoon, would become important later? I used it in the run, but retired it briefly before Tate and Lisa to ensure that if I beat all the gyms and got through Victory Road, Goon would be alive and in the box, ready to take his rightful place as the MVP on the team. Here's the group I take to Elite Four, but honestly, I just need Goon. We have Goon the Linoon, Milo the Claydol, Robin the Swellow, Peekaboo the Azumarill, Peen the Cradily, and Edelin the Shiny Noctowl. I didn't even grind it, because it doesn't matter. Edelin's literally at level 22. That's because we're using the Flygon HG strategy to sweep the Elite Four with a Linoon. Linoon is a guaranteed sweep against the Emerald Elite Four completely, by itself, every time, even within a hardcore Nuzlocke rule set, which means in addition to the rules I'm playing with, you're also not allowed to use items. The strategy lies in this moveset: Belly Drum and Substitute. The AI in this game is programmed to start every battle off with a non-damaging move, allowing you to get off a substitute. Having the sub up lets you get off a Belly Drum, and once the Belly Drum is off, you can sweep through every single Pokemon in the Elite form with either Return or Shadow Ball because Linoon outspeeds. Wallace is a little trickier, but essentially it's the same strategy. Only instead of setting up a sub, you set up a Sunny Day. This baits the Wailord to go for a Rain Dance every time, and you can still get your Belly Drum off. And once you stall a few turns of the rain with Protect, you can outspeed and sweep his entire team with Return. Linoon is not trash. He is our Lord and Savior and deserves his place in the Hall of Fame. You did it, buddy. And that's how I defeated the Pokemon Emerald Trashlocke. This hack is super fun, and honestly, once you get past the early game, it's maybe even easy. In this journey, I got 2 shinies and the Pokerus. And I was able to beat it all because of one little trashy raccoon, Goon my Linoon. Thanks so much for Peachel for making such an interesting ROM hack, and for Flygarn HG for his awesome strat. If you want to join my community, there's a link in my Discord, or you can sub. Don't worry, I'm still working on my animations as well. They just take a long time, so I wanted to get something out to kind of tide it over until my next video can come out. Thanks for your patience, and see you all next time. Bye!